All right, greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. What is going on? Hold on. All right, greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and of course, this is the masses. The masses right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. All right, the show's not going to be long today. I don't know. I was kind of doing something. Matter of fact, shout out to Kalaji. Shout out to the people that's on today. Thank you very much for honoring me with your presence. All right. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Shout out to everyone that was on live this morning on the Carl Nelson show. Shout out to Carl Nelson. Shout out to Carl Nelson and staff. Everyone that is involved with the Carl Nelson show on WOL this morning. DMB 1911. Thank you very much. You heard? Okay. DMB said I was in the building this morning. All right. Shout out to Carl Nelson. Shout out to the staff over there at WOL. All right. Well, thank you all very much. It was an interesting conversation we had and beautiful thing. But this show here right now, today, we're going to be talking about Trump's call for using the U.S. cities as training ground for the military. I don't know where you're sitting in your life and your understanding of what's been going on. I hope it's not about Charlie Kirk. You hope what's not about Charlie Kirk. Anyway, Miss Ra Blueface for show. Miss Ra Blue for show. I guess I said that right. I don't know. Baker Family Overland. Thank you all very much, man. What's happening to humanity? I don't know. Well, I do know. But anyway, shout out to everyone. All right. Anyway, in the meantime, between time, okay. All right. So yeah, Trump calls for using the U.S. cities as a training ground for the military. Wow. Oh, I said it right. You see me trying, right? Thank you. Yeah, I tried to wrap my head around it. It was very difficult for me to wrap my head around it. But then when I got quiet, I said, oh, this goes right in line with what he's been saying and have been doing. All right. Trump tells commanders, I have your back. Trump tells commanders, I have your back. Okay. Trump, as he departed for the event from the White House, told reporters he would fire military leaders if they did not like him. So this sounds more like a dictatorship. This sounds more like you have to be loyal to me, not necessarily to the United States military. So to call all of these generals from around the world at one place in the Pentagon to sit and have a pep talk with Mr. Hegseth. And if y'all don't know who he is, please do your research on him. What Trump did was install these people in place that was loyal to him and wanted to make America great again. So you have white supremacists now operating in the White House under the guise of taking these key positions. All right. Yeah. So come on. Peace, man. I'm doing my show right now. What's happening? Hold on. Yo, can you hear me? Hold on. I don't know why you can't hear me. Hold on. Swally.
Peace.
Peace. I'm doing my show right now. What's happening, man? You good?
Oh, no. Go ahead, do your show. I was calling asking about the government shutdown.
All right, cool. All right, we'll talk.
All right.
Calling and ask me about the government shutdown. Like I said, he's right on time because it goes right in line with everything that we're talking about. So there's three things happening simultaneously at the same time that I think that you need to kind of pay attention to on a global scale. One, government shutdown, which my nephew just mentioned. Two, this meeting that just took place with Pete Hegseth and Donald Trump with the generals. They call them the fat generals. And then Trump is threatening war against U.S. cities. That's not the third one. So the third one is actually the peace deal that the Zionists are offering the people in Palestine. I guess they're offering it to Hamas. All right. And basically, along with the deal that they want them to sign, it also comes with a threat that if you don't sign it, it's going to be hell to pay. This is the deal that I don't want to outline the deal because if I do, they might ban and shut the channel down and strike, give me a strike and all that kind of stuff. See, these three things are happening at the same time. So I'm letting you know, if you connect the dots the way the dots should be connected, all of them have everything to do with each other. They're right in sync and right in line with one another. Miss Ra for show. I see you over here now. I got you. All right. Yeah, because Instagram is acting up. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So basically Trump went on, he took the stage and to deliver his part of the speech, and he went on to say, if you don't like what I'm saying, you can leave the room. Trump joked. Of course, there goes your rank and there goes your future. There goes your pension. If that's not holding people hostage, what is? That's not dangling their lives in front of their faces. If you don't submit to me, if you don't like me, you don't like what I'm saying, you don't like, there goes your future. Wow. He then spoke warmly of the military in sometimes wandering remarks that touch on issues like the prowess of the United States nuclear submarines, but also included fierce criticism of the media, former President Joe Biden, and Venezuela. If you don't know what's going on in Venezuela right now, if you're not doing your international kind of research, Venezuela is sitting on, how should I put this? Let me see if I can find the right terminology. Woke up kind of early to do the Carl Nelson show, so I'm not really awake. I went back to sleep to get some rest, but it's not working for me. The largest deposit of oil is sitting under the feet of the Venezuelans. Is in Venezuela. Right across the water, a swim or a boat ride is to Trinidad, Tobago, Trinidad. And then that volatile region right there, which is a short plane flight from the United States, Dominican Republic, and other places, Cuba, and other places. All right. So keep in mind that if they're sitting on this much oil and the United States just blew up a ship, a small boat, pardon me, that was in the water off the coast of Venezuela, claiming that they were transporting drugs, provoking this war with Venezuela so they can justify coming in, destabilizing the government, and putting in place a puppet leader so they can rule that. Now listen, when I say a deposit of oil, they probably have just as much oil as Saudi Arabia. This is why that region is so strategic. And then if this thing happens, they'll be in a strategic military situation in the particular region where they can neutralize other countries. At the same time, quieting down the dissent and quieting down the voices that are speaking about what's going on in Gaza. And then on the other hand, raising up. Now, keep in mind, in a minute, you might get this another super white boy film captain, somebody, general, somebody, or whatever, somebody flying through the sky with the, the T on his chest or whatever. And yeah, you got to get one because they need a morale booster. All right. So many people are debunking the FBI, Federal Bureau of Intimidations, accounts of what happened with Captain Kirk. The cat is out of the bag. It's a sloppy conspiracy theory kind of thing that they pulled off. Everybody is seeing it for what it really is. All right. The days are over where you can deceive the people in the way that you're doing it. I mean, the average phone got a camera that can, people are not fooled anymore. They're used to conspiracy theories. They went through the JFK thing. They went through the Malcolm X thing. They went through the Dr. King thing. They went through, the RFK thing. They went through Iran-Contra scandal. They went through a whole bunch of, they went through 9/11. We went through, they figured it out now. They know how to do research and connect the dots. All right. Thank you very much, Michelle. You're absolutely right. The magic bullet theory. All right. And then it finally came out that the driver was the one that shot him. Talking about JFK. All right. Trump went on to say, and then he spoke warmly of the military, blah, 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 blah. Echoing Hegseth, Trump turned his attention to his opposition to diversify initiatives. So Hegseth went on to say, no more fat generals, no more wokeness, no more wearing dresses and skirts, no more debunking this, I guess, flat earth and environmental stuff. And he went on just rambling on. And as he did that, he went on to say, merit, everything is based on merit. And then that's when I got stumped. Like, wow. The head of the Federal Bureau of Intimidation, Cash, went on to talk about Assata Shakur in a very disparaging kind of way, in a very disrespectful kind of way. I'm not even sure if he know who Assata Shakur is. I'm not even sure if some of the black people, well, not really a lot of black people, one fat sloppy tampon was online. I saw talking about Assata Shakur in a very disrespectful way. Everyone that have the freedom, and your child have the freedom to go to school, have a decent breakfast, have the ability to get knowledge yourself, books in libraries, and we owe it to those freedom fighters that fought, that came before us and fought and paved the way that we could even have a show like this and we could even have a dialogue. All right. So come on. So for any black person to go on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram live to disrespect our sister, you are way, way, way out of bounds. But Kash Patel actually did that. He actually called himself pulling that off. All right. He said we shouldn't mourn her. We shouldn't uplift her name. Because let me remind you, she unalived a police officer. She did this. She broke out of prison. She, all these other things. So when we start talking about merit, all right, let me ask you something. Do you know Pete Hegseth and his history? He was on Fox News, I think, something to that degree. White supremacist on Fox News because he was chummy with some people that he knew that knew Trump. He ended up getting the position. So we did the research on him and we kind of looked at his tattoos and all this other stuff. Dude is just a straight up white supremacist. All right. In one of the most powerful positions in government. All right. Merit is everything. Merit. Everything is based on merit. We're not going to have somebody taking your place for political reasons because they are politically correct. And you're not, Trump said. I am with you. I support you. And as president, I have your back 100%, Trump said. The auditorium was filled with uniformed officials. Anyway, the auditorium was filled with uniformed officials seated in the front of a stage with a large American flag and a lantern and boards with yada, 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 whoopie, whoopie, whoop. Okay, got you. As Trump spoke, several officers sat looking expressionless, just like blank looks on their face, because I guess the uniform code, when generals are in the room like that, and it's not like a lecture, it's not like it's almost like you're not going to applaud someone. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, except and Trump. Hold on, Trump versus generals. Um, let me just put this. All right, so that is the reality of it. That is just the threats from the president of the United States. Then the topic that we're talking about today, Trump calls for U.S. to use, pardon me, calls for the military to kind of do their training, use the black cities, black people as their training ground. How many people heard that? I heard it loud and clear. I'm not sure if you heard it. I heard it loud and clear. I heard it loud and clear. What do you think he meant? I put the number, the chat, pardon me. I put the link in the chat for anyone to come on that would like to come on and talk to me about this particular subject. The phone lines open. The United States military is meant to be apolitical, loyal to the United States Constitution, independent of any party or political movement. That creates pressure on the commanders to avoid reacting to overly political comments by Trump and Hegseth. They're using the Republican Party to maneuver generals in place and talking up and whipping up the emotions of the generals so that they will send and replace the National Guard that's already in key cities. And don't worry, they'll be in a city near you, especially if they get their way with especially if they get their way. All right. Hold on. I hate this autocorrect stuff, man. Dang. Anyway. All right. So, U.S. military mental applicant. All right. So it was unclear how much the event cost, blah, 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 blah. But it estimates into the millions of dollars to bring all these generals from around the world to DC in order to have this meeting, I guess, kind of pep talk. That's not what we're worried about. We are worried about them sending troops into black cities. Chicago, Memphis, Baltimore, Detroit, Atlanta, wherever else. Liberty City, Miami. All right. The subtle threats, they're not even dog whistles anymore. They're outright threats to black people. And for those black people that are online defending this kind of stuff, it's a problem. It's a serious problem. All right. Got it. All right. All right, let me put the comment up so we can talk. As a retired Air Force veteran, we are taught to praise in public, but discipline in private. And praise in public, but discipline in private. I'm not sure what that means, but Griff, I talked to other veterans, and the consensus from this debacle yesterday is that veterans take an oath to follow the United States Constitution, not a president or a political party. I believe this event will backfire on the MAGA regime. Thank you very much, Thomas Green, and I'm going to salute you. I was in the military also, but as radical as I am, I could not hang around. I couldn't take the injections. I couldn't take the vaccines. And I definitely was not going to war to murder anybody on the behalf of democracy. I just wasn't doing it. I did get an honorable discharge. I was military police. All right. And they took my rank away. I ended up working in Fort Leavenworth prison. All right. Now you're talking about 18, 19 years old, working and having to deal with hardcore criminals in prison. I think that and the streets of New York is the thing that hardened me. You understand what I'm saying? C. Jones, I'm going to take a piece, Hotep, Assalamu alaikum, anything but that. Anyway, Chris is saying there's going to be martial law by the midterm elections. Chris, as much as I don't want to, I would have to agree with you. Not I don't want to because I don't believe you. I just don't want to because the rate that we're moving and understanding things and the way they're going down and the way we're not preparing ourselves. All right. The readiness and preparedness class that I just gave. Shout out to the people that took the class. Really appreciate you. Hopefully I sent the homework assignment out. Hopefully y'all got it. Yeah. Okay. As y'all could see, the amount of money that ICE and Border Patrol receive, you see they are stepping their aggression up on the average person, throwing people down, slamming people down, beating people up, and yeah, they're getting more and more aggressive. Did you hear what happened to Terrence Crawford? Shout out to Terrence Crawford and his victory over Canelo Alvarez. All right. Leaving the parade the other day. Yeah, they drew down on him. I am telling you, but because of the energy and the way they seen Trump move and other people move, they're emboldened in their behavior of black and brown people. They're bold with emboldened with their behavior of anyone that doesn't agree with them, regardless of what complexion you are. You're absolutely correct, Gas Man. The big Gas Man. There's no telling right now what's about to happen. I'm saying get ready so you don't, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. But how many people of us are getting ready? All right. This is very critical in the time that we live in. You have to train. You have to get in shape. You have to get mental fitness. Where's the mental fitness? Where is preparing yourself? I saw something that was very critical. This one white woman, I forgot where I saw it at. Hold on. She was spazzing out because she actually saw what happened to Captain Kirk. And there was another white woman that came on and said, wow, if you are bothered by that, if you're bothered by that, can you imagine the rest of us who have to endure the unaliving of thousands of children, who have to watch black men and women get unalive to death by police and other people in the streets of America? If because of one individual getting taken out of here, if that moved you to tears and for you to get just crying profusely, then wow, yeah, no, not. Hold on. Is this it? Hold on.
Ballot boxes. I just need to brainwash everyone through social media content. And I'm at the headquarters of Palantir to explain how.
That's Palantir. Hold on. This.
Excuse it, fight you. Why do some of your white friends support racist leaders?
All right, that's not it. Hold on. How about this, brother? Wow. That's what I talked about earlier on the Carl Nelson show. Not that. Hold on, fam. All right, hold on. I don't think I saved it. Anyway, she spazzed out. Crying like just kind of couldn't control her nerves because she saw what happened to Charlie Kirk. Do you know how much bloodshed we've seen? I've seen in my 65 years, my 65 rotations around the sun and back. Yeah, no. That is absolutely nothing. That is absolutely nothing. Yeah. If that little bit of blood that you saw, yeah, no. Okay. All right, fam. I put the link in the chat. No one's coming on. Hold on one second. I'm not sure if they're gonna block. I want to play one embarrassing moment. If y'all can hear it, hold on.
Culture, especially this moment that he clearly thought was going to crush. Should our enemies choose foolishly to challenge us, they will be crushed by the violence, precision, and ferocity of the War Department. In other words, to our enemies, FAFO. If necessary, our troops can translate that for you.
That was supposed to be his defining moment? No. Cam, amazing. What's happening, good bro? What's up, bro?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, loud and clear. What's good?
Okay, I had just seen I think it was an Apache helicopter, he said, that had flew over, just flew over the city while you were speaking about, them doing trainings and stuff like that. So I'm in the city of Phoenix, and we got a lot of small military airports out here, and I'm seeing the exercises done by the jets, literally 8 jets every day, 8 jets every day. Because by the time I'm getting off of work and going back by where they go get off of work, we coming back around the same time. Literally, I'm getting back to home around 6:30. They landed around 6:30, 7 o'clock, but every time it's 8. Same paramilitary,
Wow.
setups and stuff. So that was one I just seen today, and I was like, man, as you were saying it, it's going on.
Right.
It's going down. I did get the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
prepared. I did get the information for the preparedness course. So me and my family, we definitely are diving into that as we speak. So thank you for that as well.
Oh, give thanks. No, no problem, man. Really appreciate you. All right.
Oh, most
But
definitely.
it's it's critical to see what's going on this level and this scale, and then to look at our people, and it don't seem like we're taking preparedness, readiness, our train. We're not taking our training as serious as I think we should. All right. Some of
Got
us
you.
are training. Right now, some of us can't even afford to train. All right.
Yeah. And mental fortitude, I'll say one thing is if a lot of people learn how to fast and learn how to, use less, that's preparedness in the long run because the less resources you have, you can conserve more if you already train yourself. And that's one thing I think we're in a consumer state. People don't even think about that. People don't even think I can go to the store and get something to eat. Anytime and every time you go to the fridge, every 2 hours, 1 hour, 40 minutes, you're training your body not to be without food for longer than 40 minutes. So
Right.
a lot of preparedness goes into curbing your appetite, intake of, what you're putting into you to help fuel you. I definitely think that's part of
No,
preparedness
no.
that we definitely
Yeah.
need.
Elijah Muhammad said that we should, you know, eat one meal a day. That's what he
Yeah.
told us. You
Yeah, I've
understand what I'm
been on
saying?
that since like 2012, 2013, maybe.
Right.
It definitely is benefit.
Yeah, there's a benefit to it. Yeah.
Now, I
There's
did want to
definitely a
ask though.
benefit. But I really nah.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead, go
Okay.
ahead.
No. Go on. Go on. I'm good.
Now, I wanted to ask like about the dude with the tattoos, because I was kind of hearing about that. Like, man, with all the white supremacist stuff that is going down, this is like the Black Klansman, but kind of like a tale of where Spike Lee had put it out in the movie with what is his name, John David Washington, and they were talking
Yeah.
about it. It's no longer the Klan, it's the organization. And
Right.
people definitely need to go see that if you don't believe it. If you don't believe it.
Right. Right. So all you gotta do is look up his name, Pete Hegseth, right?
Okay,
Just
Pete
Google
Higgs.
it. And there's some pictures of him at the beach. There's some other pictures in the gym. There's some other pictures that, yeah, and you see his tattoos. Blow his tattoos up. You'll see him. He's a white supremacist. And I don't think he was trying to hide it.
Okay, I don't think so either. And
Yeah.
this is one of those things since he has come into office. Even the opposition, slow Biden, he just the other side that they're going to play behind our backs and act like they're not racist, act like they're not prejudiced. They're going to do
Right.
everything that will redline us, prevent us from steady employment. You know, and it's
Right.
just, upfront opposition to where people, in this organization now, we're seeing the direct attack is on us, but they laid everything out in play when they were talking about the super predators. All those police killings were happening under Obama. That was, 8 years of Obama, we were witnessing these slayings of our people with the melanated, person in office. So we can't be tricky. We can't be falling for the tricks no more. That's as I'm trying to say.
Well, Well, we say that, but it's never stopped.
Yeah.
You could say that about Biden. You could say that about any president. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I really appreciate you coming on, good bro.
Most definitely. I'm about to get busy with the hands, man. So appreciate the work.
Oh, give thanks, man. We'll talk.
Always, always. Thank you.
All right, peace. All right. Thank you very much, Christy. Really appreciate that. Thank you much, Gerald and Nita, Mimi. Mimi said, I got a garden. All right. Pope said they're invoking the Crusades. All right. Well, you have another 2.5, 3 years. So get used to this individual, get used to this kind of behavior. They're only going to step it up. The economy is going to get worse. And yeah, the economy is going to get worse. If you tap into what white farmers are complaining about now, I know that that's not on your radar. But if you just breathe today and take a minute out, press the pause button and go see what the white farmers are going through as far as the tariffs and these kind of things, yeah, you'll get an idea of what's happening. Trillions of dollars, I should say billions of dollars are being lost. All right. They're rounding up so-called quote unquote undocumented, illegal this and undocumented that. And then they said, to hell with it. If you just talk with an accent and you look like you from another country, we're rounding you up also. All right. Once that happens, they've been working on us, getting us out of the way, sending us back to Africa and the Caribbean islands and other places, neutralizing the rest of us. All right. What these people are actually saying, in essence, and I think I've heard a few of them say this. They said, look, America is for white men. They said they built this country. They own this country. They did this to this country. And wow, what little. Okay, Mimi, hold on. Soybean are in pain here. Yeah. Where you from, Mimi? Because you right on it. Exactly. It's the article I read this morning. 1999, TR says ICE agents in Chicago already rounding up black people. What did I tell y'all? I told you, you let that happen to them, guess who's going to be next? Oh, man, they can't do that. I'm from America. Blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, all right. So in that case, let me ask you something. All of those people that was in Alligator Alcatraz over there in Florida, what happened to them? Can anybody answer that question for me? They want to keep you broke. They want to keep you fussing, fighting, arguing with one another. They want to keep you hungry. They want to keep you unsure. They want to keep you nervous. Anxiety is high, unstable. Family, get grounded and get centered. All right, it's going to get worse. I don't. Okay, maybe that's just Griff talking. Okay, Pope, hold on. Men Who Built America, different documentaries, Gilded Age, industry inventors, frontiersmen. Yesterday said they needed to be like the frontier men and brought up Andrew Jackson. Wow. Captain Kurt said they want to do away with this trash rap music and bring back some of the music that helped build this country. I'm going to tell you, fam, these people are not smart and they don't know history. So be careful when you engage with them. They are not smart at all. All right. They are not smart. Family, they are not smart at all. I'm not sure, need to know. They carted them off somewhere, and the news didn't even report it. I don't know how I heard it. Let me tell y'all something, and I know I'm going out on a limb to say this. Don't judge me for it. Kylie Brewer, Brewer, do not underestimate the power of ignorance. Then on the flip side of that, don't judge me, don't underestimate this radical white woman who has it out to have something to prove to white men. They're online, but because they're using their privilege, they're telling it all. Check her out. Kylie Brewer. Can y'all see that? There are a few brave women like her that's telling it all. Do you remember when Fred Hampton Sr. wanted to unite different people and he brought them all to the meetings? All right. Yeah, there was some Latin, some Spanish, some Native Americans, some whites. All of them were at the meeting. All power to all the people is what he was saying. There are some radical white people online breaking down what happened to Captain Kirk, breaking down some other things, giving us some insight. They're operating in spaces that we can't get in, fam. Be strategic. Use military science. All right? I'm not saying be all devoted and go get married and get engaged and have children and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, not quietly sit back and see how they moving. All right, remember, family, we playing chess. You out here making checker moves. All right, we're playing chess. So we're getting reports like this from people with boots on the ground. They raided Southside Chicago this morning for illegal immigrants and black people with warrants with flash bombs. Y'all already know how they coming. All right. Yeah, they did that. They normalized people wearing masks. So people that you might see with a mask nowadays, yeah, it's nothing strange because we're used to seeing people with masks. But yeah. Damn. Thank you very much, Lawn Supreme. Lawn Supreme, what city you in? Lawn Supreme said this is Rex 84 King Alpha Plan. Did I not talk about that a few months ago? Rex 84 King Alpha Plan? Yeah, I did. So come on, fam. All right. Study Rex 84 King Alpha Plan. Anyway, I got to get ready to get out of here. All right. That's what I have for today. I did the Carl Nelson show for an hour today. Now I'm back here on this. I just got to kind of bring it down, get grounded, get centered. Lawn Supreme, take my phone number down, 678. I might need your lawn service. 678-557-2919. Griff. Contact me. If you Lawn Supreme, like I think you are, hit me up. Text me. I'm waiting for that text right now, man. Anyway, family, it's your brother, Professor Griff. Salute. Yeah, keep your head on a swivel, man. For real. All right, this is survival or death right here. This ain't nothing to play with. All right, stay grounded, fam. Check out the Rex 84 King Alpha Plan. If you need more information about any of these particular subjects, y'all can text me 678-557-2919. All right. Just send me a text message. All right, fam. Love y'all to life. This is your brother, Professor Griff. Peace. All right, Christy. Thank you. All right. Here's my thank you. Greetings, family. This is Professor Griff. I want to take this moment to thank everyone for supporting me in my efforts to raise the vibratory pitch of your thinking into your higher self. Thank you very much in my efforts right here on Serious Minds RNTV and Arm the Masses. All power to all the people. Thank you very much. If you would like to continue supporting, and if you are a new listener, please support by giving your donations right here on my Cash App, $ Professor Griff, and or go to www.professorgriff.me. Thank you very much. Peace. All power, all the people.